Boom. Yo. All right. We are here. We're live. I can hear myself. I can hear you. Audio is a little strange, but what is going on? Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the JChains Crypto Show. We are here. It's January 2nd, man. We're getting this thing started off. New year, new show. What is this? We're gonna be this is it. This is some of the conversations that we have in the morning, translate, things that we do throughout the day, like, getting some trading, getting some shitcoins, get into the news, what actually happened throughout the day, anything important. Like I just saw a headline come through that there's now some IRS tax thing for any crypto transactions that same time as the MetaRide Stardog space. Oh, my bad. I'm sorry to Craig and the MetaRides people. Sorry to Craig.
They can go back and watch it after.
That's true.
Recorded.
This is a recorded space. This is a recorded live stream. Yeah, no, there's no Twitter space here. There's none of that garbage tonight. I'm just kidding. I love Twitter space. You gotta know that. All right, let's go ahead.
No, I was just laughing. That this is great, man. It's gonna be a lot of fun. You got my research fingers going crazy.
Yeah, we got to get our research fingers in. We're going to be looking at some news. We're going to be looking at what's going on in the markets. We're going to be looking at maybe getting into a I understand, but Corey thought this was supposed to be it too. I'm going to play around and see what the timing works for. I'm going to be perfectly honest with you. I'm in the doghouse right now. It's 8:00. Obviously we should be helping, put Emmy to bed and like hanging out with my wife. I don't think 8 p.m. is going to be the home for this. I think sometime later in the afternoon, probably like 4 or 5. I got to think about this because when we moved to Nashville, this is now 7 p.m. That's like dinner. Like, what am I never going to have dinner with my family? That's ridiculous. So it'll be
later.
Like,
because a lot of people getting off work. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? This is kind of like we're working on the night moves. You know what I'm saying? Like
working on those night moves. That's true.
Yeah.
So what do you mean, like 9 p.m.?
Which would be 8 p.m. for Nashville.
Which would be fine. Which, I mean, that at the end of the day would be fine. Maybe. And like when we're like there, maybe it's like 10 o'clock. Run to the studio. We got a 10 o'clock show. I don't know. We'll see.
Well, I mean, in the beginning, we'll have a studio in our house as well.
That's true. Catch
while
the
you're
DJ.
crashing.
While I'm crashing at your
place.
The DJ den. All right. All right. Yeah, see, putting his kid to bed. See, this might be just a shitty time to do something like this just because of for all my hashtag fellow crypto dads. But we'll get through today. We will get through today, and then we'll make some adjustments. It'll probably be earlier. I don't know. We'll figure it out. We'll talk about this out, afterward. But all right. If you guys aren't already, I feel like everybody here is definitely part of the crew. So if you guys aren't subscribed, I don't know what's wrong with you. But we made it over 1,000 over the last couple. I think maybe like last week. So that's a milestone. That's a great milestone to hit. The goal is to get to 50K at some point this year. I would love to get to 100K. Love to get the silver plaque, but it got to be reasonable. I mean, that's a lot in a year, but you never know. Hey,
I think it's possible. I can do it.
That's the goal. That is the goal.
Attainable.
Where do you think how'd the afternoon kind of shake out? Bitcoin 45, 150. So we're back over 45. That's a strong hold. I think after this, we've got to give up our hope that the CME gap's going to get filled before the ETF news. Like, it's just not going to happen. Maybe on the retrace on the correction after the bull market. But I've removed my order. I think I had an order in Femex at 39,650 for like 2 weeks. I just had it sit there, hot and heavy. The thing was loaded up, ready to roll, just in case it actually dipped down and wicked to close that gap. But never did. Now if we're going to maintain, did we actually? Let's pull this up. If we actually close the day, the candle above 45. Was it? Yeah, that's good news. That's the good news,
Mm.
man.
Well,
think about
you know, we are on the precipice right now, Jay. You know, if we get fake, if this ETF news, if they get all this hype and it's fake again, you know, I would say look to see that thing go down. But you know, like on its way to this news, if it happens, then you know we're easily going to go.
the
So,
ETF news is all the rage. That's what anybody really cares about.
yeah.
We're still going there, bro. I just know it's still calling 31.9. Damn, Corey, 31.9. That's savage, bro. I don't know where plunge protection takes over. 31.9 that would be a massive drop. And you're gonna see this before the happening. Do you think that would, Corey? Do you think that would happen before the happening, or is this like the retrace, like after the bull market? Because I could see the gap closing after the bull. I could see us getting to the low 30s. You know, when we get through this thing in the start of 2025. Man, that's interesting. Calling
Everything's
35.
going.
I mean, but what are we talking about? Are we talking about like very soon, or are we talking because like the happening is at the end of March in April, right? Depending on where we end up shaking out thing here. Okay, it's only a 30% correction. Yeah, before the halving. Listen, no, I mean, no one's an expert, really. There's some people that understand this, but really because it's so new. Plus, you have to think like with it's the whole thing is about an ETF, and that's like the Wall Street folks, and they have more money than fucking we've ever seen in this ecosystem. So they have the opportunity to tank this thing, to just rip it down, and get their buddies a seat at the table, right? Anybody that kind of missed it.
Well, the ETF could still happen. You know, there could be a little run up, getting people excited. They could show what it could do. Let it just take a huge fall and get the rest of your buddies in, and then see that thing take off forever. You know what I mean?
I mean, I have no problem with that, but
A little pump, a little.
so do you? Okay, I mean, we'll see. Anybody's guess at this point. I love to say, bro, about to crash the market. Get your dry powder ready. I mean, I don't doubt that. I mean, like everything just feels so toppy. Everything feels so toppy right now.
Yeah.
I do want to go long on fucking XRP though. Like, listen, you got it. Everything has moved. Everything except for XRP. That thing has been a stable coin since November.
I couldn't believe it, bro.
Yeah, someone has the brake pedal on that so hard. Like that thing is going to moon. It is going to rocket ship whenever, for whatever reason, whenever the brake pedal is off, and that thing is straight gas pedal, man. That thing's gonna just rip.
But what's the purpose? Like why are they holding it back? Like, what do you think? I mean, any thoughts to why they would want to hold that back?
Like they don't want you to hold it. That's why. Think about okay, so think about this. Like they know what it's going to be used for. They know how successful it's going to be, right? So think about how many people probably, and I bet there's a way for us to look this up. Let's see if we can find this out, maybe like on Glassnode or something like that, where you could look at the XRP holders, and we want to see what that number has done over the last couple of weeks. Because, like, say you were an XRP holder and you're just seeing everything going off, popping off. People are like, oh, like we're making this here, Solana, AVAX, like all these meme coin seasons just ripping. And you're like, fuck it, I'm selling my XRP, and I'm going out into I'm going to go do something that's got more activity because I'm not waiting. And I think that's all kind of the orchestrated plan, is to get people impatient. And then once enough people jump out, take off. I mean, it's the only
I'm
thing
interested.
it's the only thing that's got literally any kind of regulatory clarity whatsoever, regardless of if they're still like in appeal or litigation in some way, whatever. Like whatever is still going on, there is in some way, shape, or form some regulatory clarity towards XRP, and that's what it's got. And that's one thing.
Well, I thought XRP was supposed to be like the silver or something like that. Like, wasn't it supposed to be the like where you were going to hold silver or something along those lines? Wasn't that
So, like,
the original plan for XRP?
honestly, like that's really funny that you say that because I was having a conversation with somebody about that, and I think like that may be ultimately like what ends up happening, right? Like because like how in the world do you expect like for a world currency to only have a 21 million of them? That's just not right. I mean that
Yeah, when
doesn't. What is actually the circulating supply of or the I guess the max supply is 100 billion. I mean, that seems like it's more reasonable in order to to divvy out, you
8
know.
billion people on the planet.
How many?
8 billion.
Yes, everybody gets a couple. You get a couple shekels.
Yeah, couple
Schmeckles,
schmackles.
would you like to call
Yeah, schmeckles.
them? I love that.
I got a whole wallet of schmeckles right now, bro.
Yeah, no. Okay.
I'm worried to go XRP, bro. Straight up, like you know what I mean. I know everybody's like I just for some reason I'm you know what I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna make a transfer. I'm gonna put like I'm gonna start putting a little bag together.
I
Just
just
kind
bought
of
5 grand worth of XRP. And I have in the Femex account. I think I got like $1,400. I may like that's the thing. Like I got to take a look because I was looking over on TradingView, right? And on the daily, now I know we were saying like things look a little top heavy, but you're starting to see like a little bit of a momentum shift, and we may be temporarily going up, but going down, but it may be worth putting. You got a green dot on the daily on Bitcoin, which hasn't happened in a long time. Like to hit one of those things at like I mean, I would say responsibly 5x, but I will definitely be 25x leverage on my trade, and that's where I keep it. 10x on shorts, 25 on longs. That's that's where I keep it. And so with the green dot on the daily Bitcoin, I mean, like I feel like I either want to go long on XRP because again, like I moved a big spot percentage over to XRP, and then also I think maybe like a low leverage long on that would be good as well, or kind of diversify a little bit, go long on Bitcoin, and keep that long spot XRP for right now. I mean, that's just one of the things, right? We've got the gaming portfolios and all that stuff, but like this is just one option. Like, what do you do right now? What would you do?
Well, like I said, I'm gonna move 50 right now. You know what I'm saying, into XRP and just kind of let it sit there and begin, right? Because like I don't have large bags to be able to move, right? So right now my current plan is to begin to look at not just the total number of tokens, but the amount of fiat that I'm collecting. Be able to kind of scrape where I can, kind of watch the markets, make sure I don't not fall into those dips. If I see a big high, try to pull out and try to find a better position. Did you ever watch that show where like they'd go to yard sale and they'd pick up, they'd take it and get it free, and then they'd try to see if they could sell that, and then they keep kind of moving. That's kind of my plan right now. And I'm holding. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
We should do this now. And Brian, when I was with Meta Money, we did this. Is that we went from $100 to $1,000, right?
Mm-hmm.
No, it was 100 to 10,000. We started with $100 and we worked our way up to 10,000, and that was by doing like side hustles, like same kind of thing. You find something on Craigslist or Marketplace, whatever, and you flip it, and you sell it for more, and yada yada, and then all of a sudden, all right, you got the 10K, so you won that, and then from there we went to a 10K leverage trading competition, which we did that through Femex. Femex like helped us out with like setting all this stuff up, and we did like this dope ass video for it. Dude, I went from 10K to like 65K like in no time, like literally no time. It was like it'd be like it was stupid. I was flying to Vegas. I was either flying to Vegas or back from Vegas, something, and I didn't realize that a trade had gone through. And when I landed, I was up $35,000, and I'm like, "Fuck yeah!" And I got out of it. Like I got out of it right there, and like it was wild. And then all of a sudden, bam. Dude, lost it all in one day. I was out of the competition in one day.
Hey, and man, look, it's all about how you want to play the game. You know what I'm saying? And I think it's the one beautiful thing about kind of like the different strategies and leverage and holding and flip. It's wherever you feel most comfortable, man. Bro, you have steel kahunas though. You know what I mean? Like be out there wrestling cattle and stuff. Like I just you put a smile on your face and you're like, yeah, just lost $35,000. It was great. Just keep on
Yeah.
moving.
Yeah, no, well, I lost everything on my personal account too because I revenge traded the whole day. So that was a very
Got them.
yeah,
You
no,
killed them.
very expensive lesson. Very, very, very expensive lesson. Not to
But I
be
mean,
a revenge trader.
no, but I mean, that's what, like that's, what I really appreciate
Really?
about highly. That's really appreciate about, working with you, man. Like you've taken a lot of arrows, and that's what, that's what really, sets us apart. You know what I mean? Like I'm sure you're going to keep us from making some of them same mistakes.
Oh, 100%. That's like the mistake that you make once in your fucking lifetime. To just like go back in.
What about that Bitcoin bit? Your
Huh?
Bitcoin bet, or how much did you bet on that Bitcoin 0.1, or what was your Bitcoin spin?
Oh, when I did the Yobit spin, yeah, I did a full Bitcoin for it. So because I was spinning for a tenth of a Bitcoin, and somehow the decimal point got erased, and that was when Bitcoin. This was like like at the high, like this was probably like 17 or 18,000, like right as it hit 20 before it went back down, back from like back in the day, and that was tough. That was tough to stomach, man. When it went back down to $3,000, I was like, oh yeah.
But hey, a little bit different this time. 2024 is gonna be different, bro.
Oh golly, absolutely. We got a lot more now. We got a lot more people that our community from the Web3 breakfast community is freaking amazing, and we've learned a lot about the industry, and I think that that's way more important because we know how the inner workings. I know how the inner workings of it go, and so gotta watch out for those VCs, man. Those are the sharks. And so with that being said, all right, this is not a therapy session. Let's look for some fucking ways to make money. Again, I said go ahead.
Oh, I was just gonna say, man. How did you check in on your immutable today? That's my paper machine.
Let's see here. So that's part of the Web3 portfolio, which that thing has been all right. And we got to add tomorrow during the show. We got to make sure that we add that we add something to it because we still have like $646 worth of Ethereum. So maybe like $600 worth of something. We'll keep a little of Ethereum for gas or whatever. But that IMX, man, that thing's hanging like I bought like $1,000 of it. It's like 1,062. So it's not really moving right now, but it did just dip the other day. So hopefully it comes out.
See, I need to be able to. I need to. I'm still working out my whole strategy for scraping my gains, like, but kind of hold my position. And so that's one thing I'm going to be, kind of getting my thoughts together. It doesn't really.
Like why? Like if
because I'm trying to diversify.
I know, but like
my risk tolerance.
Right. Okay, so like say that you bought like 50 XRP, and then you pulled some profit, and you had like 20 XRP left. Like then you just sit that, and then you from there, then you will add back to it over time.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I got you. Okay, that makes sense
then. Yeah. And I get like seller's remorse, like instantly as soon as I move. It's like,
do you get married? Do you think you'll get married to your tokens that you buy?
It depends on how they end up being used, right? Like I have this like huge vision in IMX just because of all the games and everything that's coming out and all the stuff that they're gonna do. You know what I mean? Like, so I'm like, when it comes to that, I'm just like thinking, oh my God, I have all these tokens and they're gonna skyrocket, and I'm gonna be able just to purchase all the biggest NFTs. I'm an NFT guy, and so that's where
coins right now on NFTs.
I'm collecting. I'm stacking my coins for NFTs. In that,
well, yeah, right? Like, I mean, that makes sense. Like stack your coins, and then once the bull run ends, then you can get into those NFTs. You won't be missing.
Yeah. So I don't think there's gonna be any kind of one. I think in 2024 I'm gonna get more committed to companies that are behind some of these tokens, and get more like invested in hodling into them and their technology and how to get more users and these things that we know are issues, right?
Well,
Like for them. Yeah.
I like that. I like that. You know why? And because that fits into our strategy of how we're going to start putting out content and videos about projects, right? Where you can take a look at the company, you can take a look at the organization, you can take a look at it from like the white paper, that aspect, right? Because that's what interests you.
Mhm.
Like, if we talk about a gaming project, Seven, like he can do the
Playing
tutorial in the game, or the game itself, right? And then we'll look at the tokenomics, and we'll look at how we can make money with the coin or whatever. And I think that's going to be like a great triple approach to how do we look at these projects, when it's a gaming project, and a dual approach when it's not, between you and I. And I think that is a fantastic opportunity for us to build a good strategy into like these videos for all the projects that we're seeing in Web3. I know there's a lot, dude. It's so many fucking RWA projects. I got pulled into the
No.
algo community over the New Year's weekend, and then I was tagged in some posts, and like the amount of like research that I got to do is absolutely insane. But there's somebody had tagged me in this whole list of basically these different verticals or ecosystems within the algo ecosystem, like RWAs and stuff like that. But we got so much fucking research to do. It's absolutely insane. But you got a question from Burgess the Gamer. What type of portfolio do you have? Are you a hodler? You're a hodler.
I
You're either
am.
a scalper, you're either a scalper or a hodler. And do you
I'm
say
like I'm.
hodl or hodl?
I say hodler.
There we go. That's my guy right
Yeah.
there.
Yeah. I'm all over the place, man. I love to learn. You know what I mean? And the reason why I really like to get into the white papers is because I feel so much like we all can we all have little pieces to each other, that we can kind of give and build. You know what I mean? And those aren't even things that necessarily it's like for sale or whatever. It's like, man, this thing's really dope. And I had this idea. What do you think? And I like that, so and I think the more of that and the innovation, it helps it push along. So, and that's why, looking, I'd pick up some stacks, some STX.
Oh, there you go. That's a good
And
one. What was the? And then you were
it's
looking at another one. Oh, so look at the used sock. Turbo and I, if you guys are watching, this. Well, yes, you're all watching. There's no Twitter space. That's funny. That's just a habitual thing right there. Yeah. Mike, we'll start doing the mornings. We're gonna just be doing some more like trying to trade and build our portfolios up and all that kind of stuff at night. Do some DJ stuff or the afternoon. I don't really know if this time's gonna work. This is kind of a strange time. But what we were looking at before, we were at the old Soul Shitcoin Casino looking on deck screen or what was popping up.
oh yeah,
And used sock went out the gate. This thing out the gate was swinging, bro. This thing was ripping. And you just check back in on it. The liquidity's been pulled. There's less than $1 of liquidity. I think there was quite a bit of it a few minutes ago. Let's go back here and just see. Are you guys playing these things? Are you doing this at all? This is where you can go to the newest. You click newest, and then Solana. You can see, Fabo, fuck around and find out. Just launched right now. Let's see what this thing's doing. Oh, nope, gone already. Jesus, I'm telling you, some of these fuckers are quick, dude.
Sheesh.
Oh, moly, that thing, instant rug. Okay, so do not buy me. That's actually probably a really good one to buy. Nope, no liquidity.
Here, so it literally said, "Do not buy me."
But
But I had
that thing will pump for a second. Rack City, that thing's been pulled already. Asfa's been pulled.
no, Jay. I've not been playing in the casino. I've had to back out because I got in a little in over my head with some big boys, and when gas fees are $50 to $70, it hits different in the casino that I stumbled upon. So I just had to humble up a little bit. You know what I mean? Back up, punt. You know what I'm saying? I'm in the commercial timeout right now. I'm over with you in the Solana where I can, it's only what is it, a fraction of a cent on your transactions on your
something like that. I think a
I was
tenth
over
of
on Trader Joe's messing around.
Trader
It's like,
Joe's.
yeah, Vax baby, 30 cents.
Let's go. All right, let's see here. We gonna be able to swap this?
Or Trader Joe. I'm sorry, Trader Joe, not Joe's. No S. Just
Okay.
the Joe.
I was gonna say like that. I think was the grocery store, correct?
Yeah.
Huh. Like when what's funny is when I log into this swap now, Radium, like my computer just gets all wonky. Oh, that's not a good sign. Let's
Seems
Radium. Yeah, dude, it's like I can hear like the fan, I can hear the fan running and everything. I'm getting the pinwheel of death all of a sudden. That's no bueno.
there's
All right,
100
maybe,
hackers inside your computer right now.
that's it. All right, guys, I'm
All right,
poor.
okay. I had what you got? My bad.
I just see I'm like frozen and everything. No, that was just the article. We can take that down. We don't need. Oh gosh. See, this is why I restarted before.
Yeah.
It was because of that. I can't be going to the shitcoin casino right now.
Yeah. I just feel like you have like just stuff on your shoes, you know what I mean? Just like kicking it off. No, I was saying we were talking right before, and I mentioned stacks. You know, I want to try to get into this Bitcoin ecosystem like really heavy. I mean, ordinals I think is just scratching the surface, but it's really in their tokens, like I don't think they're going to be like meme tokens. They're like literally companies that are just tokenized with Bitcoin, but they them their token. They're like, yeah, come over here. It's a shit token. We're developing a quantum computer. Nothing big.
Nothing to see here, folks.
Just shit. We're just joking around.
Nothing. I'm going to try to quit all of these other programs that happen to be open at the moment. See if this will help me. So, can you pull up your screen and maybe start looking on CoinMarketCap? See what's gaining and what's losing right now. While I force, there we go. Modern Canadian said kids are in bed, daddy time. There you go.
Heck yeah. All right, let's go ahead and present. Let me get to the home here.
My guy.
Heck yeah.
Thank you for taking the reins here while I get hacked.
And it was all gone. Nah, you know, that's the way.
It's good knowing you.
Let's see here. Fantastic. Okay, so we're up there, guys. You know, first and foremost, you know, like, Jay, the fear and greed index, 74 over on the greed side. You know what that means? When we're moving in the green, there's money to be made. Of course, you know, Bitcoin is still sitting at number one. It's not really up a whole lot with an hour over the last 7 days. You know, we're looking at 6% gain. ETH right behind it, 6% gain. I did hear some news about Vitalik just came out, and they some people are out there talking that ETH will flip Bitcoin, and that's why I'm a little strong into Bitcoin and the things that they have going on in the background. Tether coming up here in third. Tether is in the news as well. Jay, they're having some problems. There's some billions of dollars that came up missing over there, and I think some of the Asian markets could possibly be upset. Do some research in there with the Tether. But they're sitting pretty much even across the board because it's a stable token. But we're going to move down right down into BNB, coming up 6%. Solana down 3%. AVAX down 7%. Polkadot down 2%. Poly down 5%. And everything else looking pretty good. This you got this Internet Computer ICP popping up 53% right here. You want me to pull this open, Jay, and take a look at this? ICP. Oh shit! I can't hear you.
Can you hear me now?
Oh, fantastic.
Dude, I'm glitching. I feel like I'm glitching out horribly.
Yes.
I'm gonna just have to end the stream, guys. This sucks, but I know that something's going on with my computer. I do know that. Yes. So we'll try. We're gonna try this again tomorrow, maybe a different time. Apologies. They can hear everything, which is crazy. All right. I see my camera just glitching like absolutely nuts.
Yeah, and I can actually hear you now. Even though your camera is glitching, but your everything is you're coming through perfect.
Oh, okay. All right, cool. Yeah, no, I'm not using OBS Studio. Just StreamYard. It literally was opening up the Radium wallet. That screwed that whole thing up. That's funny.
It's that old shit casino.
It was, man. It was the old saying, "Get out of here, people. We don't want you here tonight." That's what the casino said.
And sometimes it's just that way.
What are you gonna do? I feel like we are good now. I feel like the camera's back, and you know what? There was a hidden screen of a transaction that was still trying to go through, so I think we're good. The fan and the
Okay.
computer's off. We're back to normal, baby. There you
You
go.
want to go ahead and there you go. Fantastic.
There we go.
You're
All
up.
right, let's talk about this really quick because this is interesting. This came out tonight, and the rule actually came out and took effect yesterday. It's self-executing or immediately operational and enforceable without further action. That's pretty fucked up. But crypto tax rules now require reporting transactions over 10K. Very, very common here in the crypto world. So all transactions over 10K require now name, address, social security number of the sender, as well as the amount, date, and nature of the transaction. That seems a little overreachy for someone who
Yeah,
doesn't think, they don't think this is worth,
it's not real. It's not real.
it's not real, but they want to know exactly what's happening because it's not real. That'll be interesting. I doubt many people will be reporting all of these $10,000 transactions. They say that they come with a felony offense, though. What do you think about that?
A felony? Well,
Yes.
it should. That way they can take your right away to vote. So, because
You don't even
obviously,
have to be. You don't even have to be a citizen of this country to vote in California. I think that's it. But you spend a little extra money on crypto and you didn't say anything, but you can't vote. No, that's crazy. Ellie asked, "Do you think that we'll get that ETF approval this month?" Fuck yeah, 100%. It'll happen between now and next week.
I was going to ask you about. Oh, do you remember, Jay? I told you, retirement center and a prison or NFT collection. You thought I was crazy. I mean, this is nuts. You know what I'm saying? Like that's my whole deal. It's like you can't sit around and how fake this is and then be like, oh, I want to know everything now. Like, well, do you check everybody's yard sale receipts? Because there's some people out there that have been hustling yard sales hard.
Dude, there's
selling
the
their
people. There's
collectibles.
$600, man. Like you try to Venmo or whatever, more than 600 bones, man. It's the same kind of thing. IRS wants to know. At least you get 10K in crypto. I mean, you do $9,999. You don't have to tell anybody. I would probably risk. I wouldn't risk it, and I would just do like increments of 5K. That's my suggestion.
That's how I went in the casino without having to have them take my taxes.
Declare it. I saw this article, this headline, and I thought of you. And I figure, you love the stonks world, big into the stonks. Turbo's a big stonks guy. Coinbase buckles 10% as crypto stocks further to go down despite Bitcoin going above 45K. Interesting. What do you think about that?
Well, everything's down over there. I don't know if you've seen what's going on today.
In the stonk world? I don't know so talk to me about the stonks.
Well, we didn't really get too heavy today and of looking at what was going on. Everything we did see that everything was kind of red. There's not really any earnings or anything that are coming out this week, so it's kind of slow. I actually spent my time today over in the token world.
Oh, I love to hear that. That makes me very excited.
I'm sorry, I know it's boring.
No. It's not boring. There's a Coinbase. Bitcoin miners endured sharp downturns Tuesday, despite Bitcoin strong. Crypto stocks appeared overvalued after multiplying in place. It's interesting that crypto stocks would go down when we're about to be going up.
And it's right. It don't. The whole. I mean, for me, Jay, in the stonks world, the whole Costco situation.
We got to talk to a little bit about. Here, this one's for you, Ellie. Fuck yeah. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, the whole Costco situation definitely proved that There's somebody that has control over all of this. You know what I'm saying? When the
Oh,
moment that they saw this thing, huh?
I would think so. I mean, because
Yeah,
you saw that thing just absolutely rip, and then the brakes just like
$230 million to get through the paywall.
to get through the pay to get to damn.
To get
Somebody
to
put a
like
somebody put a
lady on
block.
the other side.
Somebody put a block up
Oh,
there.
oh my god. Yeah, because they came out that special dividend saying, we're giving $15 on all your shares. And then so you're buying, they're in price discovery as well, as a company, coming out with selling physical gold bars, bringing in $100 million. You know what I'm saying? And they're in price discovery. This thing they didn't announce, and this thing shoots $30, like within a day. And so they plan to put it on. I mean, because then at this point, now you're buying $15 every time. Yeah, it's a high barrier of entry, right? The stock's over $600. But for the big players, if you had enough money, I mean, you could just collect. That's a paper printer. Hold it till Friday. They give you a snapshot. You collect your special dividend. Next day you sell, and now you're selling at 800. You bought in it down at 630, made 15 per. You know what I mean? So they put themselves in kind of in a position they weren't ready for, and so they were able to pretty much prevent it from being able to happen.
That's interesting.
Yeah,
Speaking of interesting, did you see this? $1,000 investment at the previous Bitcoin halving will be worth for 5,000 right now. 400% increase.
Sheesh.
It's probably going to be more than that this time. Probably more than that.
They said it's going to be the big one.
I still don't think Bitcoin's the asset to invest in, unless you're like already wealthy,
right?
Or maximalist. Right. Yeah, I'm like, let's buy some gold and get that 2% return. Woot! That's the Stonk Boys dream, man. The Stonk Boys dream. You get 3%, 3.5%, baby. We celebrating. We celebrating good.
More and more people are seeing Bitcoin as a store of value, and that's what it is. You know what I'm saying? It's not at this point, you know what I'm saying? It's not going to be something where you're going to see this huge thing. But if you can let it sit for 5-10 years, never looking at it and not riding that emotional train, right? Yeah. I mean, that's guaranteed money. Your 401k gonna make that for you. I'm gonna tell you that right now.
Oh God, no, and that's the thing. And you wish, like, I talked to some family members that are a little bit older, very reluctant to get in. Everybody thinks it's all a scam and a scheme. I'll be like, here, listen, man, you could turn $100,000 into at least $1 million if you did it right over the next 5 years, at least.
Oh, for sure, man. And the thing you got my dad talking was told him, like, the thing is the thing that separates Bitcoin from everything else is that you have countries all over the world who are accepting it as a currency. It's becoming more and more adopted, right? There is a capped supply of 21 million Bitcoin, and that is it. Fiat continue to go forever and never. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is going, like, the value is here forever.
I'm starting to think the 21 million thing is just a fucking gimmick. That's my thing. Fuck it. Who cares? Like, that doesn't mean enough. That's not enough. There's not enough Satoshis. There's not enough that. It's already been lost. Yada, yada, yada.
Yeah, that's why you're able to go into the fractions of a cent.
Yeah. Who gives a shit about that? There needs to be something with a bigger supply in my opinion. 21 million. Yes. I'm just kidding. I get it. I get the finite supply, but I just don't think the supply is big enough.
The greatest thing that we have in Web3 that everybody's missing out on, Jay, is the fact of trust. Like, if you can develop trust.
No, that's the thing. You don't need it. You don't need to trust. You don't need to trust.
Well, you can verify. That's true.
That's what the smart contract is for. You don't need to trust.
Well, then if you don't need trust, then whatever you have that doesn't require trust and is always 100% infallible, that's the most valuable thing that there is.
The digital schmeckles.
Yeah, digital schmeckles. Yeah, I'm definitely looking at like all of this RWA stuff, man, and it is the finance, like in Chain Labs we talk about financial literacy, and the major percentage of Americans are just financial illiterate. It is crazy, bro. Because now I'm looking at this and it's like my whole world is completely opened up, completely different. How we're looking at credit, and one of the things is like I have credit card debt. I'm trying to pay off my credit cards, and I was thinking of the strategy of like, okay, if I make my payment on my credit card and that back is credit, if I then take that and I purchase something like I did the Psy, right, and then I put it into staking with them because it's a 21-day lockup, and I'm supposed to get like a 5 or 9% return on that. And then if I just keep, and then if I take it and it's whenever I get back, if I just pay my credit card with that and I keep going, I wonder if that's going to be a way for me to be able to get myself out of debt.
Eventually. Why not?
Is it, what I mean? Like, I don't know, it's those are the things I'm looking for, Jay. Like, what I mean? Because the people like in my hood, that I need to have ways that they're able, like we talked about that, and that's one thing I'm going to work on, kind of as Turbo's project or whatever.
I like that. I should have been probably positioned here the whole time. That was an oversight on my behalf. It makes sense.
Well, I liked being tucked in the over there. I felt like I was like, you were like in your chair, and I'm like over in my little chair over here. You know what I'm saying? I like, but I'm cool with it. What you got? What you got on the screen?
So this is Femex. I got Femex opened up. I got it opened up to Bitcoin on the USDT perps. I got it opened up to the 1 minute chart. I'm waiting for probably a drop. Let's say it gets to here. So let's do a. All right, so we put it in order there. So if Bitcoin drops down to that level, we're going to scoop up an order, and hopefully it continues to go up after it hits that. That's the goal. And we'll move that thing around based on how we see the market react. So we'll see if we can get into something. Can't promise. Arbitrum made a new high. Interesting. There was somebody was talking, man, I gotta think about the name of the coin. We were talking about it on the morning show, and I went to buy it. I got distracted on the show. I never bought it. And then I was looking at it. I think the other day it was up like 30%, and I think it's up again today. I can't remember the name of it. Like I went to talk about it. Which one? No, not the Vulcan Forge. Yeah, I'm thinking like alchemy, but that's not it. That's not the right word. I'll try to remember it for tomorrow's show, for the morning. Let's see. Hopefully Bitcoin will take a little dipski, a dip and then a rip. I like the whole idea of a dip and then a rip. Helps us out.
Man.
We are playing 25. What's that?
I got to get my notes more organized. I'm trying to find this doggone protocol about. It was bit something. No one does.
Is it a Bitcoin thing? Man, you are all over that. This is something we got to take a look at. Now, what sucks is that Femex is not on this list, and so I've got it on Binance, which I think is probably one of the bigger exchanges, anyways. But this is something to pay attention to. This is what I look at when I'm going to go in on a trade. Is you can also see where some of the liquidations are. So the short liquidations are up here at like 46,000, and the long liquidations. I mean, there's a couple right here. There's like $110 million at like 44.5. But down here at 44.3, you got 129 million. So it's like, a little bit more. So you see like these yellow lines. So like that could be indications of where you could, if you're going to try to catch a dip in a rip, like, if they're trying to shake people out, which commonly happens, you play those. It's not foolproof, but if you're not seriously looking at charts, like there's no way that like, I am the type of trader that's going to be looking at the charts all day. So, I'll look for an entry or look for an opportunity while I'm here. I mean, it says to go long on the daily for Bitcoin. It says to go long. There's 2 green dots in a row. I mean, we should just like
It's a sign. It's telling you to go.
Should just like market buy in, which I always hate doing because you kind of get hit with some more fees. All right, see, we're going to come down a little bit. So, I mean, we'll see what happens. Let's look. Are there any other news story? What other things are you looking at?
I was looking for that thing.
What was that coin that you were talking about?
Oh, CTC. Oh, yeah, CTC.
Let me pull this up. You can talk about it a little bit.
Let me pull it up. Credit Coin.
It's 228, right? 228. It's not too bad.
Yeah, and I mean, it's like it's been showing kind of like a high percentage. Like, if you go to their website, creditcoin.org, this is like the worst like opening for any website with someone with ADHD. But I mean, but that's like, but I think this is like a really good example of like, like what's going on as far as like being able to, what I understand, right? You're going to pull money together and then you'll be able to get credit like out against this money. Now, I don't know if it's right or wrong, right? Like I've just begun to dig into this thing. And so I owe answers in all of this. And that like RWAs. I feel like I'm worried in RWAs just because of regulation and things that, I mean, and like how all of this stuff's going to shake out. I mean, like them, like even like the news you started off with.
Most like Americans can't even like supposedly invest in them.
Right. And so it's just, so that's where I'm at on the RWA. So, but I think that, I mean, like until someone puts the brakes on, or if these other major countries really get involved and see the power in it, you know what I mean? Like if everybody does, like follows the rules and like plays by, what's right, all of these projects can be successful. But we have bad actors and regulation and obviously the impact of what's going on globally, that's going to play a part in all of this as well. So long answer. I still owe you some answers on. I still owe you some.
Could you imagine that fucking pump?
No.
That thing straight vertical. Damn, dude. December 12th was a big day there.
That's the meth token.
Well, no. That's interesting. That was that's the. Let me go back over here. That's the contract address for this credit coin. Let's go back. Let's do Dex Tools. Oh, look at that. Shekel or Schmeckles. You're not Shekels, you're Schmeckles. All right. So there is the correct glue credit coin vesting. Yeah, that's the right one. Credit coin. 72 cents. I mean, the chart doesn't look terrible, man. I mean, it looks a little pumpy, but.
Well, I mean, that doesn't always necessarily mean anything bad.
Well, no, but if it's settled down to 50 cents, you'll wish that you would have bought there versus 75.
Facts.
I would say that you've got 46 cents as your line of support. That's what I would be thinking about for possible. That would be like if I was going to buy into that coin. If we weren't going to be, if it wasn't pumping already, if it hadn't pumped, I'd buy it like now. But because it already pumped, I would wait. And that's a lot of pump. But
I haven't checked my SI. I haven't looked at the side today.
That thing's ripping, dude. I think that's in like the overall gainers of the day, if I'm not mistaken. Star Mega. Arbitrum, Hedera, Sui, Ordi.
Hell
I
yeah.
thought at least it was earlier.
Yeah, it dropped a little bit, and because it was, oh yeah, it was shooting.
So I think H bars is the next thing that like I want to make like a decent investment in, but that's going to be like a long term like, and I know I've got to put together something, and maybe I need Matthew to help me with this because what I need to do is put together a portfolio,
Mhm.
like a long term strategy portfolio for like someone like my mother because my mom, she's got a whole bunch of coins, but she wants to like get into some stuff that she knows that she could just buy and hold for 10 years that she doesn't have to worry about. She's not going to be flipping things. So I want to sit together and put together like a sample portfolio of like things that would work together for her. Like Hedera is like next level shit. Like it's gonna rip. Its main purpose is going to be a few years down the road. And so, it's a great investment for someone, who is going to set it and forget it for several years.
Yeah. Like, do you think, Jay, that your mom would like that she would enjoy if there was like like a cycle, like where she would just check in and check on her tokens, like a 90-day cycle or a 6-month cycle? You know what I mean? Like, or even
No,
monthly, right? Like, you
no,
think it would be something that she would,
she enjoys
yeah.
looking at charts. Like she enjoys looking at it's like it's probably a way for us to connect to because like if she's like, oh, it's cool to see Bitcoin up, or to be educatedly talking about what's going on in the markets. It's cool to have those conversations with your mom now, to help her navigate structuring a long-term portfolio. I think like that's where our the people that we know it's a great opportunity to put that together. And there's probably a lot more people like her that are going to be coming into the space that aren't the degens and don't necessarily want to be checking contract addresses and buying shitcoins and stuff. Like there's people who are a little bit less risky than say we are.
Yeah, well, I just kind of think of like the only example that they kind of grew up on was like the whole 401k bonds. You know what I'm saying? Traditional finance. And so it's kind of like, what are your goals of raising that money, right? Like, is there vacations? You know what I'm saying? Like, I think that if having that monthly check-in, right? Because
Yeah.
you can set up kind of more tokens in play of like, hey, I want to take a vacation. Well, this thing is probably going to do pretty good within a month. It's going to be a month, 2-month play. You want to take that vacation. Well, let's kind of set that up, and then we kind of check back in and kind of pull that. I just don't think that we kind of think that way because we're so like, I mean, because what are we really like? We get all these bags, what are we doing with them? I mean, like, it's kind of
hopefully be doing a lot of good with them. It's funny, modern Canadian, Mike, just so you know, like my mom is still a go to the bank with her checkbook. She doesn't buy things online. She does buy stuff on Amazon, but she's not like an online shopper because she doesn't like to do things like that. And no, so having her in crypto is really cool because she is way more interested than any of my siblings are. And obviously my siblings are like of the right age, but it doesn't appeal to them, but it does to her. And so my mom's got a portfolio. I think, I don't want to say she's not crypto loaded, but I think she's got a decent portfolio at this point. And hopefully adding to some positions and getting her in the right place. Like I told her, like, listen, mom, a move that I made is that I got out of some of the things that I was in, and I took a big spot position in XRP. I think that's a good play. And I think because she's just using Coinbase, like, so I think that she's got a good opportunity to maybe get into some XRP, watch that thing rip, and then get out of it, and then get into some of more of her, if she wants to get into some longer term plays, but at least ride that thing up because that thing is about to roll.
That's dope. Because I mean, that's always where I get hung up is the profit, like taking money out and
Paper
I mean?
hands.
Like,
Paper hands.
no, I mean just having a plan. You know what I'm saying? And
Yeah, I know.
strategy. Yeah.
Well, that's the thing.
I feel like that when I sell. I do feel like a dirtbag when I sell. You know what I mean? Like, oh.
Seller's remorse. I should have kept holding. There's no shame in the game, right? You make profits. Like somebody might make some more profits than you, and that's fine. You got to be able to like. That's just something that you got to be able to stomach on your own and deal with because someone's always going to make a better trade. Someone's also always going to make a worse trade. And so I mean, unless you're like me and you revenge trade the whole fucking day and lose your whole sack, that is not what anyone should be doing.
Well, those emotions.
Yes, when emotions are high, intelligence is low. Turbo, you're absolutely correct at that. My intelligence was extremely low that day.
I'm pulling up Teller right now. You know anything on this? TRB.
Yeah, Teller Finance. There's something. There was a big thing that just happened with them. They might have been part of that hack that just happened, right?
Hmm.
Teller tributes. I thought it was Teller. It was Teller Finance at once. I thought. Was it not?
I'm not sure.
Anybody in the well, that's not what I want. That doesn't even need to be here. That doesn't need to be here. Does anybody know Teller? This Teller tributes TRB. That should be Teller. That used to be Teller Finance, right? Interesting. I don't know. What do you like about it?
Well, no, I just saw that it was up there, so I just pulled it. Open. It says the protocol incentivizes an open, permissionless network of data reporting and data validation, ensuring that data can be provided by anyone and checked by everyone. So I'm gonna put it on my list. I'm gonna pull back and kind of take a look at the all time on this. Sheesh. This boy started off around $12. Goodness.
It's like Bitcoin's like stable coin now. What's that?
No, I was checking the network on this here. You know, been getting a whole lot more, education. Definitely like this is, one place that my mentor is really teaching me the ropes right now. Like going through the ringer. Really learning the stuff and understanding and what to look for and what good behavior and bad behavior. And how you can spot it. If you look through this, because one thing he's really frustrated. He's like, man, it's just this. It's a repeat of 2017.
Right.
And it's just crazy how it's like just happening again. And I think because we were kind of talking earlier, and somebody had said it in the show this morning. They were like, yeah, I'm only doing like $20 or $50, but the last time it was like 300, 500, 10,000. And so how will that effect have on this new token season?
Well, I think I mean that's a really good point. I think with with the opportunity and just with how small it is. I mean, you see, like, I mean, we could keep Deck Screener open. I think it's just a matter of not using the radium thing. But you can see like the stories of our not Dex tools. The stories of people taking 200 $500 and flipping it into like $100,000 is not unreasonable anymore, with these kind of opportunities. And so, I mean, it's just weeding out the bullshit though. And I feel like there is so much bullshit that so many people are going to get wrecked. But that's the whole thing. Like, if to us, like, it's not a $1 scratcher. We're playing with the $10 and $20 scratchers, but it's like that same thing. I mean, the whole goal is, with a scratcher is what? Like, you're not going to win the $1 jillion, but you want to at least make your money back so you can buy another one and maybe make the $50 instead of the $1, right? And so it's that same kind of thing. Like, at least that's what I'm doing when I'm playing these things. And maybe it's trying to do a live stream at the same time and why it wasn't working. I don't know. But I mean, just taking 20 and again $10 to $25 and just doubling that. Like, now, like, I have 2 extra Solana just from playing in the shitcoin casino, just from making quick doubles. And like, you just stack those things up, and it's like I'm not doing that to make $1 jillion. And I think that's why I'm feeling like I'm more successful, is because like I don't need to turn $20 into 500. If it happens, like I had one that like absolutely went on a tear, and I think I was probably almost up $1,000, and then all of a sudden it was that the liquidity was removed and it was a rug pull. And so like if I had pulled the trigger sooner, like I probably could have made it. And that was that whole story of greed, and that kind of thing kept happening. So I thought to myself, all right, well, if we're just gonna like play this thing for a quick dubski. Let's do that, and let's try to stack up some Solana doing that. We're not going to get rich doing this, like, but if we can just keep adding to the Solana position, and then, you know, adding in some of the actual legitimate coins like Jito or whatever, some of the other ones that, you know, we're again are actually going to turn into projects versus just shitcoins. That's the name of the game. Like, because if you could turn, you know, $50 in a meme coin into, you know, a couple thousand because you put it into the right, you know, Solana ecosystem coin, and that's the move.
No, most definitely, most definitely. Hey, I did look at that Teller in the news, and so this is pretty wild stuff actually. So Teller went from $720 to $100 in an hour. And so everyone's saying, was it a pump and dump or price manipulation? And I think that this kind of like actually like brings up like a really interesting scenario in the situation.
Something with the dev, if I'm not mistaken, but go ahead.
Yeah, this is the Teller was accused. Is on or no, never mind. I misread that. But I was like, damn, I was like, this is really coming together nicely. You know what I'm saying? Like the answer was literally right. It wasn't. But no, but you know, like this is something that, you know, I think that if you go and you take a look at, if the technology truly exists and the people got so excited that this token was able to run to $720, right? Like, and we can kind of figure out, right? Like, was the manipulated versus people, the straight up just frenzy of it. And if it exists, right, can it take off again? You know, like, is that something we'd explore? You do think it's just going to be something that is just going to completely, because that's what I thought would happen with the Metis token. You know what I'm saying? My boy was like, yo, man. Actually, my dog. He's like, hey, man, you might like check it out, bro. So I did. And then I was like looking at the chart and I was like, oh, I missed it. And so I sold it. And they said, ew. So.
And then that's how they all do. This is one of those, this SOBB. This is one that I got into a couple days ago. We're here. I could tell you when. I'm just like hanging on to this one for a while as like the kind of the experiment. If like, you know, if it doesn't rug pull, if it's like, this has obviously been, you know, several days now of activity that didn't rug pull. So that's not going to fucking happen now. I don't think, right? Like, doesn't seem likely. Like, this isn't a long con. Usually people are in and out of these things. And so this is one that I still have a position of. I'm going to see what happens. They've got a $20 million market cap at this point. So it's, you know, it is building. I got in at, let's see, Sobit token. So I got 498 of them for 0.2 of a SOL. So I was probably like $22 at that point or whatever. At when was this? This was December 30th at midnight. So December 30th at midnight. So like around here. So like while like this activity was still going on, and then this thing fucking ripped while I was sleeping. I want to say like this was overnight and I woke up and then, you know, it was probably, you know, whatever. I was like, damn, dude, that thing ripped, thinking it was going to go back up, but it never did. But the whole idea is that this thing's hanging in there in the ecosystem. So at some point, maybe, you know, the viability of it, you know, comes more to where than it is right now. I don't know. But that's you know, one of these opportunities where you might find a fucking diamond in the pile of turds.
Every now and again, you never know. Well, you know, and I'm gonna tell you, I'm gonna tell you, it really comes if you really dig in. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think I'm saying right now, I don't even think. I know there's a lot of great builders who are silent and are not getting, like, no one can hear them through all the noise that's going on. No. Finding those people and attaching is like, bro, that 2024, man, I'm on an adventure. I'm gonna go find these people. I want to meet them. You know what I'm saying? And I want to support them. You know what I mean? Like I said, for this very reason.
Well, I don't think we're gonna get into our trade. Although, if it does actually dip down, that's gonna be, because for it to come back up, you know, back to where it's at, that's an even better return. And so I'll take a scam wick down for a scoop and a flip any day. But I don't anticipate that we'll stick around the stream until that happens, because that may happen in the middle of the night. Who knows?
But it will happen.
But it will. And maybe I should just put in a see the you know, here's the thing. This is where, like, me and a lot of other people who leverage trade, Well, I do agree with a lot of people, and a lot of people disagree with me here. Is that I hate the stop loss so much because I feel like there are stop loss hunters. Like no joke, like
Yeah.
these organizations know exactly where people have money, where they have it, and where you're most vulnerable and where you're going to get taken out. And I feel like the stop loss is just, it's more than likely, like if you do a 5% stop loss, you're gonna get wicked out. Like, what's the point? Like I'm in this to win this. And so I'm playing with money that I can afford to lose. Like, so it's not a big deal if I lose it. And I think, now, like, again, like it's even juicier of a trade. So like if this thing does, stop loss hunting is real. Yeah, absolutely. So, if this thing continues to go up just a little bit and then does decide to take a quick trip down, back to this line and then back up, I mean, that's the kind of thing you can dream for, dream of, dream. That's the thing you dream for, dream of. I don't know, however you say that.
Hey,
feel like I'm saying it wrong.
keep your grades up.
Hey, man, stay in school, brother.
No, I mean, look, this is like such a great time, for more and more people, you know what I'm saying? And, like, and guys, if you heard something that you liked, definitely tune into the breakfast show. You know what I mean? We'll be talking about some of this stuff when we wrap up, you know what I mean? Like, come there and let's kind of talk about it.
Yeah. Yeah. And, obviously we'll, it's all just part of the whole thing. Again, I think tomorrow we may do this thing just a little bit earlier. We'll see what works. I don't know if 8 is right, or maybe even later, or in the afternoon. I'm not really sure. We'll talk about it tomorrow. But
when do you
what?
when do you see your meme to like when is the meme casino really doing its best? Is that a late night thing for us, or is that
that's like that's when I like it, but I mean it runs all day. So, you really whenever I think whenever we sat down to do it, I think would be fine. Andy Lee, what time in the morning? So we do Web3 breakfast at 9 a.m. Eastern, Monday through Friday. You can find it here on this channel. And if you want to be part of the conversation, we have it over on Twitter, on X, under my account. It's up on the screen here, Crypto JChains. Just find us there. You can also find it through the Web3 breakfast account, or web3breakfast.com. You can actually see the show live, or whatever. You can do it here. Absolutely. Thank you for being here. Well, what do you think, man? This is our first night stream. We didn't get into a trade, but at least we got an order on the books. Here we go. Well, let's see what happens.
I mean, I did take a position while we were in the show.
Okay.
I did go ahead and did XRP.
Nice. All right. Welcome to the army.
Yep. I'm gonna let it ride.
I think this is going to be a big month for XRP. So I would hang on to this thing till the end of January.
I know, and that's because everyone keeps saying that. That's what's so tough, man. I love the army, man. I love the XRP people, man. And I listen. I've missed the boat. I have literally been sitting on the dock and watched that boat pull away again and again. And it's because like they're all on the boat, like it's going to 350, it's going to 10. It's what I mean, like, and they just so much conviction, and it just doesn't happen. And it's like,
we know now.
Been given so much hopium, like I'm hopiumed out. You know what I'm saying? Like it's 2020. Yeah,
I think it's clear now that this thing has been artificially suppressed. Writings on the wall, and so knowing now that time is not on their side anymore, this thing's going to move. Like there's just no way, shape around it. It's going to move. And January should be a big month. I think, that's the narrative we're talking about on the morning show with Ben. I firmly believe it. I've taken a big spot position. I may take a low leverage long on XRP. I'm just not really sure. Every day, every one of these days.
Well, Andy,
that it's going to roll.
Andy Lee put in. She said, what is going that? She said January hopium time. Oh, what's going that makes January a hopium time? Well, the whole thing.
Got the ETF. Well,
the ETF, and everybody's doing their New Year's resolutions, right? This is like a time when everybody's on that high of like, we're going to take action and we're going to make change. And, so everybody's fired up gym memberships through the roof. People are gonna be spending money because of like, this is our time.
See, I just want to join a gym, but I don't want to be a resolutioner and be one of those people. Now, I will
That's
take advantage.
ridiculous.
I will, I will take advantage of the sale. But I want to be looked down dirty at like this guy is just a fucking
You're
resolutioner.
like smoking cigarettes, like,
Yeah,
and
he'll
next
be
month
gone.
I'm gonna smoke cigarettes.
This guy will be gone in 2 weeks. He's not going to be able to handle it.
I
That's what they
mean,
say. That's what. Listen, I
we
used
have
to be. I used to be the guy like at the gym that was there all the time, right? And then you'd see all the fresh faces coming in January and be like, resolutioner.
I
Nerd.
know, and we have, and what's silly is we have a fitness app that like it just is like on the precipice of just wrapping up, right? Like,
Dude, when we get to Nashville, we'll have a space that we'll be able to do all this stuff.
I know it, you know, and that's the thing, man. It's about, you know, like truly being patient and like in the time. And it's just, and that's my game right now. And
All of it.
is
That's all of it. Be
that's it.
patient. We got to be patient with our XRP. We got to be patient with our H bars. We got to be patient with our chain labs. We are
Our
going
loved
to
ones.
our loved ones. Be patient
Gotta
with
be
our
patient with our loved ones. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. That goes without saying. Nashville. So, Mike, we are probably going to be sometime. I would say probably March. To be honest, I'm not really sure. Now, I've got my house here. That probably I think realistically I'll be out of here at the end of April. And so I'll probably get something in Nashville at the beginning of April. And then my whole goal is to go back and forth through the week. So during the week, I'll be in Nashville and then come back to Georgia for the weekends. And so when I go there, just be like bringing truckloads of shit with me every time I go throughout the month of April so that the final move is not that hard.
That is genius.
You know what I'm going to do every time? Well, because I need to like track how much it costs me, right? Because like average move with a moving company is like 10, 15, $20,000, right? And so every time I do this, what I do is I figure out what does the truck cost me? What does it cost me to move myself? Because I'm gonna fucking do this myself because I'm willing and able, even though it sucks. And then what do we save? We save and we put that into crypto.
Yeah, but you know what? By the time that comes, like I'm just going to declare that we have so much money that you can throw away all of your heavy ass furniture and just buy new here. Buy new heavy ass furniture here. Because bro, your furniture is ridiculously heavy. It's stupid.
You didn't have to remind me about the heavy ass furniture. We have all that Texas furniture, and that shit is real wood. It is real wood, and it is oversized, and it is fucking heavy.
And this would be a great goal, right? So how much money do we need to throw all that stuff away and just buy new here? What's that number? And let's make a whole folder just for that.
Dude,
you know what I'm saying? For buying furniture when you get here.
You know what I should do is I should just sell all the furniture in my house and put that into crypto, and then just move into a hotel. I see, because I want to move. Like I want to live in a stage house. Like I don't want like tchotchkes up. I don't want all that bullshit. I don't like possessions and all that stuff. Like I want to just like live in a house that like sleep in the bed, sit on the couch, eat at the table, and I'm gone. That's not realistic when you have a family, but you get the point. Anyway, that's enough ranting from me.
Yeah.
Have a good night.
What a night. That was perfect.
That was fun. And we're gonna build these things out. This will get more interactive. It'll get more fun. Oh, look at this. Here we go. She's on her way down. Come on, hit the fucking target, you little. Look. If this is like if we ever become like a permission freely, dude, I fucking yell at these candles. Like when I am trading, I will yell these nasty words at these candles.
Give it 5 minutes. This ramble with me for five minutes, and we can end on the 20. You might touch in 5, Jay.
Wouldn't that be something? This thing just like comes down because I feel like we've got a little bit of support at this level. We'll see. I mean, we're on the 1 minute chart. So what the fuck do I'm not really saying much, but like I feel like this is good here. This is an all right spot. We may just touch down here. Why don't we do this?
I mean, you got the right humps. You got the right humps to make the bump.
Let's just do this. Let's put an order right there. And this way.
Yeah. Okay. I like that. That's halfway between the position too. So little
That was it.
DCA.
Yeah, sort of. I mean, they're pretty close to each other. Now let's take a look a little bit longer out on the time frame here. Yeah, I actually don't hate. I don't hate where we're at.
Yeah, I like that. I mean, because it's tested it, you know what I mean? It tested it a couple times before it broke through.
We just filled something.
At least let's just go to thrift stores and buy your furniture like she does. I was going to get a free couch because I don't have a couch, you know, and Seven came to visit Jay. And I was going to do that. And everybody was like, don't you dare take a free couch off Facebook Marketplace. So that's fine.
That's fun.
Put out one.
All right, so we are in one position that's down $8. Oh gosh. Oh gosh.
That was when you just said, right?
Yeah, so the top one filled. So let's see if we can get back here. Yeah, so that thing topped, that thing filled on this one right here. So we're either gonna go way up or we're gonna touch the other one. And then we'll be all in, and then hopefully we go rocket ship from there.
And just,
Now we sit and wait.
I know. I thought it was. It was moving, but it just looks like it stalled out on you. I was like, man, 5 minutes, you might get there, but
we'll see. I don't mind this one. I might. Let's see. Tell me 43,736. So I can move. Like in theory, like I could move this thing like way the fuck down. So just all right. So we've ordered. I think we've ordered completely right here.
Can you back out on that a little bit on your chart, so we can see what line? I want to see where that new line where you adjusted that line down to. Yeah, I want to see what else it's. All right.
Well, we should go on a longer time frame. I think. Let's go on the 4 hour. Let's see what that looks like. Because we technically have to what, like 43.7. So let's see where this goes.
I liked it better on the other.
You like that?
I said I liked the line on the other chart better. I liked it when we were looking at the other view, but
all right. So it's like I need to go up a little bit higher so I don't get liquidated. All right. So like right there. So we'll sit here and see what happens. We're up now.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Bitcoin could rip up to 50. I mean, we got on TradingView. So just so you know what indicators I have on here. I do run the high IQ indicator. You can learn all about it on Ben's show, and we'll start doing a lot of like tutorials and all that kind of stuff on it too, because it's really fucking good. And then AJ taught me about throwing the Lux Algo, the Nada Raya Watson envelope on here. That's down. That's this thing here, the red and the green. Kind of lets you know the wave and where you're at. And then market cipher A for the divergences. So that's what I'm looking at. But if you see, there's a lot of green dots on the Bitcoin daily here. So hopefully this thing turns out all right. I mean, we'll see.
Well, Jay, that was the 5, and I didn't. But that position actually is probably going to be. You're probably going to be a little bit better where you're at. All those green little dotted risks.
This is the 5 minute. What were you looking at before? The 48?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we'll see. I mean, you got a green dot here. We'll see. It'd be nice to see this thing rip up. 50K Bitcoin. Is that going to happen soon? I don't know. I freaking hope so.
Yes. Yes. It is definitely coming.
I know. All right, let's throw this one in the books. Appreciate you guys tuning in. Thank you. This was the inaugural JChains crypto show. Appreciate you being here, Turbo. Thank you.
As always, brother.
Let's see what kind of sound effect. Whoops. Let's see.
Fantastic.
Yeah.